Altium Designer provides a unified electronic product development environment catering for all aspects of the electronic development process, including front-end design and capture, physical PCB design, and other electronic developments such as mixed signal simulation and signal integrity analysis, to name a few. Within this unified platform, Altium is capable of generating all manufacturing outputs such as Gerber files, ODB++, and C-drill files, along with other files such as a bill of materials. These outputs can be generated using output jobs, which is a unique feature to Altium Designer. Having all design solutions and tools within one executable file will ensure the user can design more efficiently, avoid losing data between design environments, and also have the ability to cross-probe components between different design environments. Altium's panel style interface gives maximum visibility of all panels needed during design, and being able to customize your workspace gives the user a preferred design environment for easy to use panels, toolbars, and shortcuts. This flexible panel style interface allows the designer to be able to access components, libraries, and other panels when using multiple monitors. Altium Designer allows you to standardize your documentation workflow through template-driven design. As a designer, you have the option to produce project, schematic, and output templates, as well as a draftsman template document. When creating or modifying your template, document parameters such as author, company, and date can be changed so that the template can be tailored to your company's needs and can now become the standard template for you and your team. This template standardization will allow you to allocate more time to completing your project. A great way to emphasize Altium's ease of use is with customizable toolbars and design shortcuts. Having the ability to personalize your design environment will save you time while designing now that you can easily change the shortcut keys to a preferred hotkey. Having the option to preview the available shortcuts during a command will help you decide your next step and help you complete your command much quicker. Altium also offers a predefined shortcut menu available in all design environments. Schematic and PCB libraries are contained within Altium Designer's unified platform. Users have the capability to create, install, and edit libraries at any point when using Altium Designer. To ease the workload associated with creating component symbols, Altium Designer now offers an advanced schematic symbol generation tool based on a symbol wizard interface and pin editor dialog. This features automatic symbol graphic generation, grid pin tables, and smart data paste capabilities. The schematic library is more than just a symbol creation interface. We can include component parameters, supply chain information, and as well as associate a model or footprint to that symbol. Altium is also proud to offer the IPC-compliant Footprint Wizard. This is a beneficial feature to have because it encourages the easy creation of 2D and 3D standard footprints. In the PCB library, we can import 3D step models to add to our components, as well as place our own extruded 3D body. From the PCB lib, we can view and manipulate our 3D body and ensure proper height and placement is set. We all know how time-consuming it is to create schematic symbols and PCB footprints that we would like to use in our designs. Altium understands the importance of this and is proud to offer the Altium Content Vault. The Content Vault is a database of unified components and board templates that are available through Altium's cloud, which offers close to 500,000 components. The components in the Content Vault include completed schematic and footprint solutions, supply chain information including manufacturing part number and pricing, as well as a live link to the component's datasheet to ensure the component you would like to use matches your design criteria. You can easily place these unified components into your design with a click of a button, or you can simply download these components and add them to your local or shared libraries. Whether you're editing a component in your schematic library or placing a component onto your schematic sheet, we can associate supplier chain information to that component with a few simple clicks. Altium Designer supports popular suppliers such as DigiKey, Mouser, TME, as well as ODBC-based company parts database. For organizations with a system already in place for managing part procurement, it's hugely beneficial to integrate that database into Altium Designer's Supplier Links system. An Altium Vault server is used to manage the connection, allowing true centralized supply chain management, and this also ensures that you can make an informed decision and be confident in the component selection. Because of Altium's platform unicity, we can benefit from cross-probing. Cross-probing is a powerful search tool to help locate objects between editors. Full cross-probing support is provided for documents, components, buses, and more. When cross-select mode is enabled anytime a component is selected in one editor, it is automatically selected in the other editor. This also includes selecting multiple components in a single action or building up a selection by holding the Shift key and repeatedly clicking to select. Altium Designer's unified engineering change order will ensure that all data is properly transferred between schematic and PCB. The engineering change order dialog lists all modifications required to implement changes to one or more design documents in order to satisfy the synchronization of the action requested. For example, you may be synchronizing the PCB document with its source schematics or updating the parameters of placed components. Whatever the specific action requested, the engineering change order dialog allows you to browse, verify, and ultimately execute the necessary modifications that compromise the ECO. After component placement, the most important stage of the PCB design process is routing the connections. Altium Designer includes a number of intuitive interactive routing features to help you efficiently and accurately route your board from a simple double-sided board all the way through a high-density, high-speed, multi-layer board. This efficient interactive routing style, along with the available hotkey shortcuts, will ensure a quick and efficient layout. The real elegance of Altium Designer's length tuning feature is that it cleverly combines sophisticated software algorithms with intuitive user control. Length tuning segments are added by simply wiping the cursor along the route path, with the dimensions and positions of the various tracks and arcs that make up the tuning segments automatically calculated and inserted by Altium Designer. Keyboard shortcuts give complete control over the style and properties of the tuning segments as they are being added. A differential signaling system is one where a signal is transmitted down a pair of tightly coupled carriers, one of these carrying the signal, the other carrying an equal but opposite image of the signal. Differential pair routing is a design technique employed to create a balanced transmission system able to carry differential signals across a printed circuit board. Differential pairs are defined on the schematic by placing a differential pair directive on each of the nets in the pair. Differential pair definitions are viewed and managed in the PCB panel. The ability to create variations of the same base design is a real strength of Altium Designer and a tremendous productivity booster for designers. Using variants, you can define any number of variations of the base design, configuring each component to be fitted, not fitted, fitted with modified component parameters. There is also support for variations to component overlay information on the PCB, for example, changing a component's comment. This type of variation requires two overlay screens to be produced, resulting in two different bare boards. This type of variant is referred to as a fabrication variant. The Layer Stack Manager dialog allows the designer to configure the layers of the board. It also allows the designer to configure drill pairs and the impedance formula editor. Altium supports rigid flex design, and it is as simple as defining a new layer stack within the Layer Stack Manager. Define a master set of layers that includes all layers needed in the rigid flex design. Define the different rigid and flexible zones where each substack is applied, and generate detailed output fabrication and documentation files needed to fabricate the rigid flex PCB. PCB design is no longer a matter of placing tracks to create connections. High-speed logic combined with smaller and more complex packaging technologies place new demands on the PCB designer. It is not possible to satisfy all the requirements of the design by only considering the clearance between tracks, pads, and vias. Designs today can also require that you apply specific requirements to individual nets, components, or regions of the board, as well as considering such issues as crosstalk, reflections, and net lengths. Altium Designer's PCB editor allows you to define design rules that monitor and test for these and other requirements. The Design Rule Check, also known as DRC, is a powerful automated feature that checks both the logical and physical integrity of your design. Checks are made against any or all enabled design rules and can be made online as you work or as a batch check with results listed in the Messages panel and a generated report. This feature should be used on every routed board to confirm that minimum clearance rules have been maintained and that there are no other design violations. It is particularly recommended that you always perform a design rule check prior to generating final artwork. Historically, PCBs have been laid out in a two-dimensional workspace that uses colors to represent the various layers of the PCB. But the physical PCB is a three-dimensional object, requiring the PCB designer to take the multiple layer 2D representation on the screen and map that to a 3D representation in their mind. Supporting software technology has allowed Altium to develop a solution to this problem: true three-dimensional PCB editing. More than a simple visualization, Altium Designer's 3D capabilities allows the designer to perform 3D clearance checking. Components can be critically aligned with each other and the enclosure as required. Also, visually locate connectors and other connectors requiring access for servicing. Manufacturing processes and the order of assembly can be better defined knowing all mechanical constraints have been accounted for, as well as 3D animation for rigid flex design. When you're ready to push your PCB design to production, you must gather all manufacturing outputs and documentation that your PCB fabrication house desires. You must be cautious during this process to ensure that you have not selected previous revisions of your documents or the wrong ones in general. Exclusive to Altium Designer is the output job. You have the ability to configure all assembly and manufacturing documentation under one unified platform, and these outputs travel with the design, preventing data loss or the selection of the wrong file, taking away the manual pain and human error. The need to keep track of changes made to a file, combined with the need for a systematic solution for managing source captured in an electronic form, has given rise to version control systems. Version control systems are software tools that are not only able to maintain a history of the various versions of a file, but they also support opening any revision of that file, comparing changes made between any two versions of the file. This interface built into Altium allows you to check files into a central storage area called the repository, a checkout feature to copy a file from the repository to a working folder, an update feature to check back in any changes, and a method of logging information about a change. To learn more, please visit our website at www.cadmicro.com or any of our social media platforms.